Quote, a reverence for law and established institutions is essential for the preservation of a civil society. Radical defiance of authority leads to disorder and ruin. End quote, Edmund Burke. Good morning, everyone. My name is Zach Simpson, and I am here today to prove that civil disobedience in a democracy is not morally justified. Before we get into the arguments, though, let's start out by defining some important terms. I accept all of the definitions that the affirmative team presented, and I would like to add on the definition of civil disobedience, defined as refusal to obey governmental demands or commands, especially as a nonviolent and usually collective means of forcing concessions from the government. This definition is from Merriam-Webster. Now let's look at my value and criterion. Observation 2 and 3, value and criterion. My value for this debate is social order. I will be upholding this value by preserving the system of democracy. I value social order by preserving the system of democracy. Now let's look at some contentions that uphold my value. Contention 1. Claim, upholding civil disobedience leads to chaos. Warrant. Although the term civil disobedience is usually associated with deeply held beliefs, if it were deemed morally justified, there would certainly be many people who would abuse it, people who will view this as an opportunity to break minor laws whenever they want. This would lead to chaos. Summary. In the name of civil disobedience, people can do whatever they think is right, leading to chaos. Contention 2. Claim, civil disobedience is useless in a democracy. Warrant. Civil disobedience only happens when the government goes against what people want. But we are in a democracy. The power rests with the people. Democracy requires people to both make and follow the laws. Our government and laws are here to help us. Whenever there are laws that someone disagrees with, there are other ways to peacefully protest it that don't involve breaking it. Summary, if someone has a problem with a democratic government, civil disobedience is not the best way to handle it. I would like to now take some time to refute some of the arguments from the affirmative speech, starting off with contention number 1. The affirmative team's contention was that, I don't have the exact wording and I forgot my paper. I'm just going to grab this. The affirmative team said that the citizens have a duty to expose false or immoral laws. This is true. I 100% agree. However, civil disobedience is simply not the way citizens can carry out this duty. There are other ways to peacefully protest the laws that do not involve disobeying them. I will not be responding to contention 2 because it is kind of similar to contention 1, so I will be moving on to contention 3. The affirmative team said that future generations depend on us to change these immoral laws. In the cross-examination, I asked my opponent to name any examples of immoral laws that I guess future generations would benefit from the changing of, and there were no examples that were presented. In conclusion, I have refuted my opponent's arguments as well as presented a case for the negative side. I urge you to vote against the resolution. Thank you. I am ready for cross-examination.